Welcome to the Chaos and Caffeine Podcast, episode 36, Testing Oil Rigs in Texas and Turbo Generator Update.
Hello and welcome to Chaos and Caffeine, episode 36. We've gone quite a way so far. In any case, this week has been quite exciting. I mentioned before that we had the project with the drilling rigs, and then also, if I had not mentioned in episode 34, we also got to see the other side of the case study on testing the large turbo generator, 55 megawatt turbo generator, using the empath system and what we found. Now, we had detected ground, and we had detected, that was offline with the All-Test Pro 7, but we had also identified a short in the rotor. So in any case, let's go ahead and take a look at something. So while I was at one of the conferences, the NAESC, one of the guys had a branded coffee as his giveaway on his table. So of course I grabbed an induction blend and a Corona blend. This company, RATTLIR, or Rattler, it does mean infrared. They do large switchgear, like utility scale stuff. So in any case, talked to him for a little while. May get a chance to get him on the program, but definitely wanted to try it. So I am going to try the Corona blend, which is supposed to be the dark roast. The other one is the induction blend. And seeing those have, some influence on what we do, I'm going to go ahead and do the induction blend, most likely next week, unless something else comes up. So there we go, and it's giving me a few ideas in any case. So let's give it a shot. Now what they do is they have this actually made by a third party and packaged for them. And I did do this not as a Keurig, so I have a whole pot sitting back there on warm-up. It's actually my second round of this. Technology issues. In any case, even though I made it a little on the strong side, it's still very good, surprisingly so. So I was expecting something maybe like what we got with the Battleship coffee. So in any case, thumbs up. Let's go ahead and we're going to keep this another short one like we did the week before. A little bit of excitement this week, of course, because I came back from the one job and went immediately out to on the Saturday, and I probably covered this because it's just been one of those weeks. But in any case, we did take a look at the generator, and with the generator we found, we pulled the caps off both sides. And yes, we did find exactly what we expected, a grounded rotor and shorted windings. And what's interesting is the number of people who went to troubleshoot this, and I've mentioned this before, just like last week, the number of people that have troubleshot these machines, and they're not finding this stuff. This is pretty old school, not hard to find stuff. I'm not using any magic other than the ESA. Empath and the EMPOWER systems we have are magic. We know that. But that's neither here nor there. So in any case, we were able to confirm that. I got back. Then I had to get on a flight on Monday that flew through Houston. The TSA was a little backed up in Chicago, but not horrible. I was there pretty early. I went actually really early, so I had a few hours to relax. Then we went ahead and pulled out from the gate on time. Well, an hour late, pulled out from the gate, got all the way out, and we're about to take off, and then had to go all the way back to the gate. This, of course, reset everything for some reason. Thank you, AI. And all of a sudden, I no longer had a baggage tag on my plane ticket. Pulled out the second time, turned around and came back. Now I was going to be late for my connecting flight, which turned out later to be canceled in any case. So I went ahead and switched my flight. I didn't let them assign it. discovered I had to recheck in for the flight I was on. Otherwise, I would have lost my seat. So rechecked everything all the way through. No cost increases on anything, thank goodness. So we go ahead and I find out something about my baggage, and it claims that it's on its way, which is good because my test equipment's there for what we needed for the week. So I get down to Houston, we get off, we go up to the club, and which is packed. I mean, the Houston was just jam-packed with people, primarily because there were no flights leaving. I'll let the news tell you why that was going on, because they were saying weather. There was no real weather that was an issue. Some were saying it was actually the tower, and that was definitely an issue. TSA didn't affect me because I was already inside security. So watch as I come down out of the club there. Couldn't find a seat there the whole time. So I was hoping for lunch, but they were doing their best to keep up with everything. Now, by the time you get up, it's all gone. Because, of course, it's spring break and everybody is there. So go down, and they've got a walk-through one. So I was able to get half of something and something else. So I'd basically not eaten. So we go out, and they say, okay, your flight's ready to go. So I go down. It turns out it's not ready to go. And it starts in the delay process. So it gets delayed about 4 hours. So the flight before mine that they had suggested I take, that one was delayed. And then it ends up showing up after midnight, Monday night. And my flight takes off and lands before it. So we get there about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Yay. So exhausted. Then we find out that my baggage was on the other flight because they were going to have it there early. So we had to come back after midnight. Yeah, it was a long day. So the next day, we go out and we hit the first drilling rig. It's a smaller one. So these are spread out, so it's about 90 minutes away, and they wanted to look at specific issues, and we identified with the EMPOWER this time, we identified that they have inverter-related issues. They need to match them up a little bit better. So there's a lot of things that go with the drilling rigs. So you also see lubrication issues, which is a pretty constant thing in that environment. So we test everything there, and it doesn't take us long. What took long was when they had a drill get stuck. So we were doing the top, the part that rotates the drill itself. That wasn't moving, so we had to wait for that. So we also discover that one cable on one of the generators showed zero current. All of the other 5 were fine because they do dual outputs. So they had one short. So they investigated, found out what was wrong, fixed that, and they were off and running again. So then we go to the second one. So we're doing 2 drilling rigs on the first day. This was a big rig, so more generators. So yes, we were doing synchronous generators with the EMPOWER. We did, that's something that is now available. We did all of the mud pumps, and we did everything else. So I'm working on this on all the reports today, so that'll be coming. But in any case, identified some stuff right off the bat with limited information. We needed certain other information they had to gather for us. And then we went back, and it was late in the evening. So we go and we have dinner, get some rest. Next day, we drive 2.5 hours out to a site. Now, the first site was a little slow because we didn't have any motor information, so we set it all up there, which just meant that, and then with waiting, I think on site we were maybe an hour. So the second site we were about the same. It's a bigger one, so they had 4160 going up to the rig itself. So we went up on top of the rig and did some of our testing there. Not too horrible, about 4 stories. So just the EMPOWER was really nice because it was really light. We didn't have to haul up any type of case or have a carrying case really. So it was a backpack. That's it. So up we go. We test everything. It looks pretty good. Well, turns out that was what they were expecting. So just some lubrication things again. Then off we go to the final day, which was the last rig, and that was 2.5 hours away. We go in, we test it. It took about 45 minutes. We were done. Came down off the thing, gave a quick briefing, and then on the way back in time for lunch. And then the next day, flying out. Actually, it wasn't too bad. Security for TSA pre-check at where we were went through really quick. Because it's a small regional airport, and basically everybody lives there. So the TSA folks, everybody knew each other. They were all there. Thanked everybody for getting us through quickly. There was no fooling around, just because everybody's heading home on Thursday and Friday usually from the rigs. This area was just a lot of that. I think I'll put up a picture of what it looked like flying in. So in any case, off we go. Had a longer delay on through Denver this time. Luckily didn't go through Houston because apparently they were all sleeping in in cots through the facility. So for the next little bit there will be no flying until a few folks get their act straightened out. I have to tell you, my view right now is that we have a group of Ken dolls and Barbie dolls comparing size when when they start acting, I don't know. I don't talk about politics on here. Not thrilled by what's going on. May not even go to the Hill this year. That'll be the first time I don't go since 1993. There's a lot to cover there, but I don't think it'll be worth the time. I'll have to make that decision coming up here soon. A couple of days, as a matter of fact, have to make that decision to fight for workforce development and stuff like that. But I don't think that's what they're thinking about right now. So an energy production, So in any case, that's kind of where things are. Hope everybody is doing well. Hopefully you're not stuck anywhere trying to travel. I know it's a spring break period. I'm expecting our intern to be around here soon. This is actually our shorter one. So again, quick recap. Yep, we sure as heck found it. Pictures will have been there already. I will see if I did cover it last week. Link back to that. A ton of work coming up this upcoming week. More actual working with one of our repair shop clients. They're shorthanded, so we're helping out by doing some of their root work. So combination of electrical signature analysis and vibration analysis. Of course, we use vibration analysis on machines that don't run electrically, which isn't that much anymore, but neither here nor there. So we're going to be doing that. We'll be talking about that because already know that these are the first time on site for both sites for doing this. There's a lot of issues going on with both sites. There's going to be some great lessons learned that we will cover next week. I'm trying to see how much of this Chaos and Caffeine I can do as an educational thing, going through what we see and how it all goes. So that's kind of where we are. And I'm umming and ahhing a lot again because this is the second and a half time I've recorded this. Started out as 45 minutes, now I'm down to 15. So have a great week. We will have fun next week. For those who are following that use our technologies Empath 9.0 comes out, I will be recording the training for the software tomorrow, so that you will have it available on Monday the 23rd. And with that, have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe.